know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Go to the Ascalon Club. Because I think if I do that, I'll get not only a giant reward boost, but I should also get, hopefully I'll get another Mesmerize level, and then I can talk to that Venus woman. Here we are. The Ascalon Club. Let's do this. Ascalon Club of West End. Wonder who we can expect answering the door. Hi.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
You called me.
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
That's just a bunch of bodies all over the place. You guys really have no sense of, cleanliness, huh? Can I talk to him?
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, this guy's just creepy. Well, before I talk to Redgrave, let me loot. Maybe there's a letter here that can help me get some dirt on him or something.
There has been quite a battle here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
My guess is that the crewing guards were stupid enough to come in here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could talk to you now.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
No, I cannot. Is that painting anything significant? No, they just look like to be selling stuff. Alright, well, before I venture upstairs, like I said, let's loot. Oh, door? Why do I feel like this door ended up being the right way, which was not what I wanted? Oh no, I was let out back outside! That's funny. Alright, back in. I don't know if this open door will lead me to the members. Note. Yes, history and purpose of the Ascalon Club. Yes! The Ascalon Club is an association of gentlemen secretly aiming for the protection of the Crown's interests. I founded it in 1837 to honor and perpetuate the legacy of my maker, William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, and true protector of England. All the members of the club must be of good extraction and flawless moral fiber. Since the club accepts mortal members, who will duly observed and valued as proper candidates for immortality, the goal of the club is to impose respectable traditions and behaviors amongst the good vampire society, but also to promote and expand the imperial hegemony of England. We are the true elite of British society. We are Ascalon, the holy lance held by St. George's, protector of England, when the saints slew the dragon. As lance-bearers ourselves, we vow to pretend the Empire's interests, from the law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave founder. You guys just sound like a bunch of backwards pricks. Nothing really of note about you guys besides the fact that you're wealthy and unfortunately you have power. Will this lead me back outside again?
It's locked, all right.
Oh no, that one's an actually locked door. Time to venture upwards. Wonder if these are past members on the wall. Well, an open flame seems dangerous. While the two men over there seem to be chatting, so let's not disturb them. Let's still explore. Could be notes. I want dirt. What's this? Good dagger? Oh, it's a melee weapon. Well, offhand melee weapon. I'll have to check it out later. Can I go through this door?
It's locked.
Alright, I officially went through anything I could get my hands on. Let's move on and now chat to the guys. I can't? Oh, this way. Good evening, fellow immortals.
Good evening.
Oh, they actually said good evening back. You guys all have the same shape of face.
My good friends, if I may have your attention.
Are you Redgrave?
Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Wow, you guys really don't care that I killed him. That's surprising.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
Certainly, I'm assuming you're Redgrave.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave,
Yeah, I'm right.
Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you.
Yep, they're probably all true if they
Please
involve
accept
murder.
my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Our only friend. I admire her, she's a close friend, she has proven useful. I admire her.
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me.
Huh.
Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak
Yeah.
of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why now? Why me? Why suddenly so friendly? Why me?
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill.
That's true.
Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
I mean, I'll do that.
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
And I want to get to know you.
Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I do not. It is no concern of yours. Don't speak about my family. I'm gonna be honest and say no, I don't, because he's not gonna know. I doubt it.
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you
Yeah.
to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Well, I have questions first.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Well, what does the membership imply?
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
So, like a soldier, so to speak? Do you have any official recognition?
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
That's for the best, I'm not gonna argue with that. Am I supposed to obey?
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
Yeah, that's a sign that says he'll kill me if I don't listen. You know, I killed Fergal. What do you think of that?
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
That is cold, man. So what's the club's purpose?
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
Alright, it's just metaphoric. William Marshall founded the club?
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Well, rest in peace to your dad. I consent to join.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
Okay,
My
I wish I knew about that ahead of
initiation?
time.
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
So what the hell are you gonna have me do? Because how
My
old are
fellow
your
members,
traditions?
dear friends, please gather and welcome this Econ as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
I don't know.
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now.
His blood is on the table?
Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Econ, it is time to testify with your blood.
What does that mean?
It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
Probably in blood.
I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
It's just signing your name in blood, man. Don't think too hard on it. Ugh. Ugh.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
This is a very creepy cult. And apparently I'm part of it now. Well then, first thing first to talk to Lord Redgrave, so hey, you're right here. Let's do that right now.
I personally went patrolling last
That
night.
went well, did it not?
And I spotted it.
It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Econ. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic. And your
Yes.
findings were quite alarming.
Yes. Do you know Edgar, though?
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yeah, for his own safety, I'm not gonna tell him any of this. He's definitely gonna get himself killed if I told him any of this. So, why were you spying on me?
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal necessarily?
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Oh, does that mean beasts we've encountered have been Volcots? Or a breed of them, maybe? Let's not overthink this. Vampire lore is very dense. You know I killed Fergal, though, right?
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Still a little cold of you. Okay, so anyway, skulls are linked to the epidemic.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you
What
mean?
do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Priwen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Skulls are malevolent, skulls are peaceful, skulls are victims. Huh. I don't really know which way to put this. They're victims.
Skulls are hostile vectors of contagion. That is a fact. But first and foremost, they are victims.
I agree, Dr. Reed. Most of the new Skulls who roam the streets at night used to be good British citizens. But they must be put down nevertheless.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
You mean I could commit crimes and it won't be a problem? Oh crap, not this again. Oh, my mesmerize went up. Is that all? Family portraits. Lord Redgrave wants me to use all my medical knowledge to pinpoint and stop all possible sources of infection in the West End. He seems very worried about the epidemic might spread to wealthier boroughs of London, thus raising the chance of infecting Britain's elite. I will attempt to root out the cause of the infection. I believe I should start by interrogating all local inhabitants I find, to gather all possible information about the unusual activities related to the epidemic in the vicinity. Very would ask about possible sources of infection in the West End. So that's my current mission. But I'm gonna talk to everyone who's part of the Ascalon Club, starting with you. You are not immortal, I can tell because you need a cane.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece, figuratively?
I feel uneasy, I am perfectly fine. I don't like it. I definitely feel uneasy.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson.
Yeah, figured. So are you a club member?
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Well, can you tell me about the club?
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
So are you sick?
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Well, that's just what happens when you get old. Not afraid of vampires, it would
Are you
seem.
not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
The club is not a secret?
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
Someone's a little obsessive. You asked for a membership.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. but I must admit, this one is my favorite.
No, your other clubs must really have sucked, huh? Tell me about Lord Redgrave.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Yeah, I figured you would. Wouldn't, I mean. You're famous, dude.
Mr. Dawson. Of Dawson and Dawson. The wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm
You're
sorry
old.
to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Okay. I'm a bit more confused about your motives. Are you after the vampires? Well, tell me about the Guard of Prewin.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Heh. They are enemies, dude.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
True, you're not an immortal. Would you help them?
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
I don't fully trust this guy in the least. Situation in the West End.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Certainly. Money can't solve everything, though.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it.
What?
I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
The sheep?
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Ah, man, yeah, that ain't gonna work in any way. It's unfair, it's dangerous, it's efficient. It sounds dangerous.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear.
Yikes.
A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns?
I've only been a vampire for like 2 weeks
Decisiveness
tops.
is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Anything I can talk to you more
you
with?
have more important things to do than talking with an old man like myself.
That's true. Who are you?
Rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city. What is this new malevolence?
Horned
Skulls have
vampire?
been spotted everywhere in London. We are losing this fight.
Are you guys brothers or something? You guys have the same face, down to the cheekbones. Well, can I talk to any of these guys? No, I can't talk to any of them, surprisingly. Well, one more time, let me talk to Lord Redgrave.
How is your investigation going, Dr. Reed? Time is our enemy.
I have a few questions for your lordship.
All right, but be quick.
Certainly, about William Marshall.
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
He was a vampire.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
So why do you even have his blood here, and why is it sacred?
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
Why do I feel like you either were an accident or he's not really your vampire daddy? Well, tell me about Dawson.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
And he's really a member?
So he really is a member, then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
So he is mortal, though.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Believable. And he seems to... I don't know what to think of this guy, Dawson. Let's not think too hard right now. Tell me about the Great Hunt.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern. And I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
McCullen won't stop?
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum.
Oh, him.
I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Scowls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Scowls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
So risk of an attack?
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
I'm sure you will.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed. We are counting on you.
Yeah, I know, man. I just want to explore the place a bit more because I haven't been to this part yet, and again, could be some loot. Oh, wait, no. It all opens up. It's now a loop. Alright, if that's the case, I'm gonna leave. So I think
Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Whatever, dude. Hey, you know what? He said to investigate the locals. Let's start
Good
with
evening,
you.
old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
About local sources of infection.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children.
Oh.
Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
Okay, I need to check that out. That actually sounds concerning. Those kids might actually be in danger.
You need some rest, Clarence.
Let's give Charlotte a quick talking to.
Countries unite!
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Local sources of infection.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys.
Oh,
A
Mullaneys
nice
again.
family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
So we got two
Goodbye,
confirmations with that.
Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
Let's go check up on Venus, because now I can break into her house. Oh, hey, no, first things first, I see this woman. Let's talk to her. She's the rat lady.
Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Well, local sources of infection?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. 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 Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park.
Ah.
Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
So they're probably already dead.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Yeah. Well, let's go talk to Venus now. Knock knock, Venus.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
No, let me in.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan.
That was easy.
Survived the Great War.
Alright, before, as per usual, I talk to you, I loot your place, and I try to find dirt on you. They have a second floor in their house. It's awfully swanky, too. Very spacious. They even have a bathtub. Running water, damn. Oh, note! Venus's journal! 9th July, 1918. I spent the last day and night crying tears of joy. I did not know how bliss could be so painful. My Clarence just wrote me. He is back from the war alive and unharmed. He will be home in 2 weeks. Thank God. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see my beloved husband again. 14th August 1918. Clarence's attitude still worries me. He is not the same since he came back. The first few weeks I thought it was just necessary adjustment period, but his behavior seemed to be more and more erratic. Nowadays he spends all his time outside day and night, searching for evidence. He does not care about the flu. He does not care about me. He is starting to frighten me. 21st of September 1918. I can't believe this. Clarence has spent half his pension to print some stupid leaflets he now wants to freely give away in the neighborhood. People are starting to laugh at me. Now he wants to organize some public lecture in a recently closed theater to warn people about the presence of evil creatures in London. Free entry, of course. My husband may have come back unharmed from the war, but I'm afraid he has lost his mind over there. 24th of September, 1918. Clarence just confessed he has not spent half his pension, but all of it, plus some of our savings. Paper and ink cost so much because of the war, he said, but it's a cost we must pay. People openly mock us now. I don't know what to do. 5th of October, 1918. Today the butcher, Mr. Galway, sent me the monthly fee and requested payment in full. He also told me he now demands to be paid each time we buy some meat from his shop. No more credit. The baker asked the same thing 2 days ago. First I thought it was a new policy because of the restrictions of the epidemic, but it seems my friends still have financial agreements from the shop. I was so ashamed I could not speak. 8th of October 1918. We can't keep on like this. Clarence is completely mad. He's spending all the money we have, and I don't see how to stop him. Sometimes I wish he did not come back from the war. I do not blame this woman's frustration. Her husband is spending all their money to promote the warning of vampires, and hey, they're not actively attacking us. It's a pointless thing to do. Clarence is spending his family's fortune to finance his campaign against the vampires in the West End. God, I feel so bad for his wife. Oh, I found another thing. The Lost Library. Do vampires have allies among the living? Yes, they do. They call themselves the Brotherhood, and they serve their immortal masters in many ways, probably in exchange for privileges and knowledge. Somewhere in London is the seat of their power, where their secret council conspire against us. I call it the Lost Library. It is a place where those traitors gather to many occult and lost books. I personally offer £1,000 to the first who can give me proof of the existence of the library and its exact location. Clarence Colossi, for more information, contact me directly. Oh God, I feel like that this is just his mind breaking, so to speak, and he doesn't... I just feel like this is mental illness, and it just so happens to be so similar to what's really happening. Let's talk to her. Wait, I just saw something shiny.
I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son.
Oh, we heard about that.
They were such a beautiful family.
They're all dead now.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
Yeah. So, well, first, the local sources of infection.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard
What?
they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Ooh, thank you for the directions, girl. So your life in London, how have things been?
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Yeah, you guys really barricade yourselves in. Oh, you know what? Real quick. Medical. Okay, you're healthy. Tell me about the neighborhood.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need
Best
to
you didn't
apologize,
go.
my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Yeah. So why is my return a surprise?
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
It must have sucked, you know, just sitting here worrying all the time. So, the reputation of your family.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Yeah, you know what? Again, don't blame me for being pissed about this. She's spending all your money and he's ruining your social circle. Clarence's obsession with vampires. Tell me about it.
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand
Wonder what he saw.
your irritation, Venus. But you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
You don't believe
So
him?
you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her? Seriously?
Not gonna get into that. What do you think of him?
The important question is, what do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was, instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
Again, don't blame me for being pissed. Tell me about your financial situation now.
What do you think about Clarence squandering his fortune on his obsession?
Soon we'll be poor, and forced to sell the house. Where will we go? In which filthy, infected part of town will we end up? I'm so afraid.
I don't blame you. Your whole life is kind of getting ruined right now. But I'll catch you later.
Goodbye for now.
Maybe I should kill Clarence. You know, just give you a peace of mind. I already missed the hint with him, so honestly, I don't care.
At least you survived the Great War.
Now, I remember in the bedroom there's a door here. I want to leave through it. Yeah, this might take me to where this girl is. That door. Can you get out of the way? kind of stuck here. Okay. This kind of sucks, doesn't it? Oh, look up. So, could this be the house to the girl, Emily? Let's find out.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign.
'Tis not.
No
It
sign
might
of a
be.
struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in.
Wait, killer? You have proof that she's dead? That's sad. Oh, Emily's love letter? 5th of November, 1918. My dear Jacques, I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't wait to see you again tonight. Tomorrow, I can hardly wait. Since we kissed on that bridge while the moon was so bright in the night sky, I want to feel your teeth again on my lips. Oh, the excruciating pain of your sweet bite on my neck, you devil you. For the longest second ever, I feared you were going to kill me that night, on the bridge in the middle of the night. But no, my dear Jacques, you remained the delicate fiancé I know you are, and you were only teasing me. I can't wait to drink your blood for good, this time, and come back to my sweet friend Charlotte as an immortal. To play with her, a little, first, of course, like you taught me how to play with mortals. And then I'll turn her into one of us too, and we will rule the knights of London and cleanse this city of its impure souls. Faithfully, always, Emily. So I was wrong. You are not dating Charlotte, and you are definitely being manipulated by this man. I don't know if he's really a vampire, though.
Become a vampire? Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who?
Someone by the name of Jacques. I don't even know if he really was a vampire, though. Well, there's really nothing more for me to take in here. Where does the mission want to take me to? It still says search the room. Alright, I'm gonna keep searching. Oh, there's a little speckle of blood there. Not a lot, though. Oh, blood here on the bed.
Blood. I should follow the trail.
Very good. Let's follow this little blood trail. Seems to be leading to the scummier side of the city. That's not a good sign. North Dock. Well, let's sanitize this district. Alright, first things first. Die! Looks like the blood leads here? Hello? What are you? I don't have a thing around you. I can talk to you?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could
Who
ask
are
you
you?
the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I'm not here to sustain myself. I'm currently investigating the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
Who are you? Are you the Jacques in the letter?
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume
Oh, yeah.
Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French?
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
Oh god, you killed her. Dear cousin, we're related,
Dear
huh?
cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
No, not at all. So what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun. You take pleasure in this?
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir.
At least he's honest
And
about it.
probably before.
I like a man who's honest. What's your plan here?
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
Yeah, I believe that. So about this blood trail?
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit
What?
you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She
Yeah.
wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
Oh, God. I believe you. You deserve to die. Well, this is now blue, so let's just go with the blue. I believe you.
I believe you, sir. Emily's diary confirms your statement.
Oh, Emily was her name. Quite charming. Well, mystery solved then.
Yes, I suppose so. You can go.
And so can you. Farewell, sir. May you enjoy the spectacle of this fallen city as much as I do.
Is it a bad thing that I didn't kill this guy? And I wonder if that's her. So she wanted to become a vampire, but it just didn't work out. Something like he didn't purposefully kill her. Her body just rejected his blood, and that's what killed her. So I guess you can't just outright say he's a cold-blooded killer. He didn't intend to kill her. Hi, dude. I just noticed there was something here, and I just figured I may as well kill it real quick. It says to go back to Charlotte and tell her about this situation. This'll be fun, won't it? Oh, hey, first things first. Hey, I spoke to your wife. She thinks you're nuts.
Good evening, old chap.
Your financial situation.
Do you realize you are ruining your family, Clarence? Don't you see the risk here?
Money isn't important. Not important when it is a matter of life and death. That is what my dear Venus cannot understand.
Vampires are not actively coming after you, man. What the hell does it matter? People laugh at you.
People will laugh at you, if they don't already. Think about your wife and your position. Think about your future.
I understand my wife's embarrassment, but gossips don't kill, vampires do. There'll be no future if people don't open their eyes.
God damn. You will need money.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but if warning people is that important to you, why not choose a more efficient way to spend your money?
Don't you think I tried? I knocked at every door, went to every bank, I even tried to be published. No, Jonathan. This is a one-man war.
Oh, God. This guy, I just feel bad for him. Well, see you later, man.
You need some rest, Clarence.
So, Charlotte, your friend's dead. I let her kill her go.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
So, you found Emily.
I have found out what happened to your friend, Emily.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody details.
Your
She's
friend
dead.
was planning to become a vampire. She thought she'd met an honest one and made a deal with him. Unfortunately, Emily did not survive the process.
My mother told me many times about the risks of being turned. I often suspected she exaggerated the danger to avoid me being tempted.
No, the risk is real. Have you any idea what a body has to endure? To become an organism entirely consumed by its need to process and recombine blood?
I should never have talked to Emily about vampires. I never thought she'd actually try it without me.
Without you?
Thank you, sir. Here, take this for your discretion.
Charlotte's steak. I don't know if I should be taking that from
Goodbye,
you, girl.
Charlotte.